Yo, what's going on YouTube? Reach for the Stars, aka RTK. And this is basically going to be, as the title stated, it's going to be a pre-Destiny review, meaning I'm not going to have clips matching with what I'm talking about. I'm not going to have, well thought out written statements and points. This is just going to be off the top, going over it, just a brief summary, talking about what we can do to fix this game and assessing its downfall and assessing its positive points as well. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into it, and it's going to be a long fucking video, guys, and you're going to think I'm rambling or ranting, but I kind of made like a little bulletin point so I wouldn't just ramble and talk about pointless bullshit. We're going to get right to the facts, right to the points, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you see this video and stumble upon it, share the video. We need to have people like me giving feedback on this game. And I don't mean like I'm special. What I mean is that I work a full-time job, I have a normal life, while still being a top percenter in Destiny 2 and Call of Duty and things like that. So that basically tells you my commitment, my dedication, and my honesty. I have nothing to gain, nor do I have anything to lose from being god honest with this fucking game and the developers. And you guys need to remember that these streamers are going to sit there and tell you, "Oh, I only want what's best for the game." Okay, guys, don't roast me too hard in the comments. I only want what's best for the game. Bullshit, man. They want what's best for themselves. They do want what's best for the game, but at the same time, they're just hiding behind that blanket statement. They want what's best for themselves, okay? And who couldn't? It's their livelihood. Okay, if all of you guys decided not to go to Dado's channel and watch his videos, he would go broke and have to go work a normal job. If all of you guys stopped donating to Grenader Jake, he would go broke and have to go work a normal job. So you see what I'm saying here? They can be honest and give you honest feedback, but they can't be brutally dead honest. And I'm not sitting here saying that Dado isn't. I feel like he kind of tells it how it is, regardless of how Bungie treats him, and I do respect that. But at the end of the day, they're hidden behind the Iron Curtain. And when you have a company that flies you out and spends hundreds of dollars on your hotel and gives you this star treatment, this VIP treatment, you can't expect them to take your feedback seriously. And although they do, what I mean by that is you can't expect them to sit there and break their backs and spend 24 hours in the fucking office fixing problems and doing this and that when they treat you that way. So we need more people like me who don't get flown out, who don't have, they're not on payroll. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, guys. Okay, I think it's super strange that these YouTubers and shit, and some of them, not all of them, I'm not saying everybody's corrupt here, I'm not saying this and that, but I really do find it strange that a lot of them point out all these flaws in the game and rip their fucking hair out, but they still put 100 hours into the game on launch, even though they hate it and they don't like all the reskins and they don't like how strikes are and they don't like this and they don't like that. So, it's a little strange, but just bear with me. We're going to get through it. Okay, so first off, going over this game. Destiny 2 has lost 78% of its player base, and it's only been a month into the game. Now, if you look at D1, literally, man, people were playing that game for 6 months straight before they got burnt out. People were just, the numbers, it's not even comparable, really. 78%, okay? So that means that fucking 28% or something like that is left playing the game. And to be honest with you, that's not even the top dogs. That's the fucking people who are working fucking 40 hours a week, who barely play, who don't have friends to play with, who don't have shit to do, they haven't been able to finish the raid. That's that other percentage, the leftover percentage that's playing this game right now. And guess what? It goes both ways. The casual players are going to feel the same way as the tryhard players do in a month's time. Just give it some time. They're going to run out of shit to do as well. So, let's go over my first point here. The base game was said to be 60 gigabytes. So, if you think about that, alright, 60 gigabytes. That was in Destiny 1, that was the vanilla Destiny, House of Wolves, Dark Below, and Taken King. All of that was supposed to be in this game, the base game, Destiny 2. So, if we go and look at how many gigabytes the game actually is, it's 39 gigabytes. Where'd the other 21 gigabytes go? Well, let's see the same format that Destiny used as Destiny 1. Oh, we make so much progress. We've been working on this for 3 years. Look at Angry Joe's review. I'll refer you to some better reviews than this, but I just have to give my 2 cents on this. You see me on the game. You haven't even seen me on the game, but Angry Joe said when you open up the case of Destiny 1, you had Expansion 1 and Expansion 2. Open up the fucking case of Destiny 2, you have Expansion 1 and you have Expansion 2. That's where the other 20 gigabytes went. Those 2 expansions, the Curse of Osiris and Rasputin, that should have been in Destiny 2 off rip. We were supposed to do better. We were supposed to start off better than we did in Destiny 1. And all they did was did what they could get away with. Fucking weasels that they are. Oh, well, we're just going to do another 2 expansions. So that's my first point. Base game was supposed to be 60, it's 39. They stuck to the same layout, they stuck to their comfort zone, and sat there and spoon-fed you a bunch of bullshit. So that will bring me to the second point, the same format and the same layout. Why? After 3 years, 4 years, and a game that fucking broke records, it sold $500 million worth. $500 million worth, that's $500 million. There's a fucking community of people somewhere in some county somewhere that could work for the rest of their lives that won't even come close to $1 million. This game sold $500 million worth. And why in the fuck did we stick to the same layout and the same format? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because of that number right there, $500 million. Okay? Instead of going out of their comfort zone and trying something new and revamping this game and rebuilding this beautiful universe and all the fucking great lore they have and the huge story behind it, they said to themselves, or they said to the higher-ups, okay, well, we want to try this, and this with Destiny 2. And them higher-ups said, no, I don't think so. We'll stick to the same format and the same layout. And then they showed them that number right there, $500 million sales in the first fucking month or week or whatever the fuck it was. Why in God's name are we sticking to the same format and same layout? All the strike bosses, they're all just bigger versions of some fucking small enemy you encounter throughout the strike. Yes, there's a couple of strikes with new mechanics and new mechanisms, but let's just be point blank and not put a blanket and shade over everything. It's all just reskinned shit. That's all it is. It's all just reskinned shit, thrown together, pushed out, fucking campaigned and marketed, so you, the fucking air breather, the mouth breather, are happy. And nobody's happy. So, my next point would be, why did we buy this game? Well, I'll tell you why I bought it. Because I bought into the hype. I thought they were going to fix it. I thought it was going to be better than Destiny 1. And it was at first. And everybody else felt this way, except for the casual players. They haven't caught up to us yet. Give it another month's time, casual players. You will feel the same way that all the fucking tryhards feel. And that's you have nothing to do. It's pointless to play. There's no reason to continue grinding unless you need a specific gun or you need a specific exotic or things like that, or maybe you haven't beaten the raid. Then you're still playing. But other than that, you're not. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not jumping on more than once or twice a week tops. Point blank, period. So they stuck to the same format. They stuck to the same layout. And I truly believe that is for the exact reason of what I said, nothing more than money. Okay? They thought to themselves, or the higher-ups at Activision said, nah, if you change too much, then we might not make that fucking $500 million. We might not make that back. So, trash all that. So, my next point is, they catered more to the Crucible and Crucible weapon balance while breaking PvE. And what I mean by that is that instead of having your Crucible setup and your PvE setup, and you have all the same guns, alright, and you tweak the guns a certain way for Crucible so they're not overpowered or they're balanced, and then you have them another way for PvE, well, that's not what happened here. It all just got mixed into one. So, and what I mean by that is that, okay, hand cannons, they have bloom, right? They have bloom, which is RNG, and it's basically like a cone. The point tip of the cone starts at the barrel of your hand cannon, and the end where the ice cream goes in, the circular part, that is where your bullet spread ends. And basically a fucking random number generator decides where that bullet's gonna go within that circle at the end of the cone. Why in the hell is that in PvE? I understand perfectly fine why it's in PvP, but why in the fuck is that in PvE? You mean to tell me if I'm good with hand cannons and I'm really good at controlling my recoil, that if I go into the Leviathan raid, I have to worry about bloom and my shots hitting? Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They catered to Crucible to try and spark a competitive community, which there's always been a competitive community. Don't get me wrong, guys. There's always been one. But if you think that a company is going to fucking fly these little goofy goofball motherfuckers out, spend millions of dollars campaigning and doing tournaments like Call of Duty does and shit, you're wrong. This game is nowhere near ready for a competitive fucking aspect. And there's pros that'll even tell you that. And then all the other guys, you know, and Cooch, people on Primal, Triple Wreck, you know, competitive players like this, some of them will even tell you it's not ready. And then the others, excuse me, the others will lie and bullshit and tell you it's ready. And that's just because they're bored and they're fucking out of shit to do. You see? You see what I'm saying? So, why in the fuck did we cater to Crucible instead of just making Crucible its own thing and PvE its own thing? We mixed the weapon balance for the two and have this just awful meta or whatever you want to call it, just this awful fucking setup when they should just be 1 and 1. Crucible has its settings and gun stats and base stats and gun balance. PvE has its gun balance and this and that. And to be honest with you, I don't even think a game should ever nerf anything for PvE. It's all computer generated. You know what? Who cares if a fucking Wardcliff coil is overpowered? And keep in mind, they nerfed the Wardcliff coil in PvE, which was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. There was nothing wrong with Year 1 Gallahorn. The only thing that was wrong with it is that teams relied too much on it, which I understand that. So nerf it a little bit. You know, you couldn't play in a raid with people if you didn't have a Gallahorn, this and that. But we shouldn't apply that to Destiny 2. Everyone gets the Wardcliff coil. Xur sold it. Everybody gets it. So why nerf it? If people are going to be like, oh, if you don't have the coil, then you can't do the raid with us. Well, guess what? Everyone has the coil. So that's not a thing right there. Boom. That's eliminated. So let's move on to the next point. The reskins and the same guns. Strikes are all reskins. The guns are all reskins. The perks are all reskins. Literally, it's all reskins. Look at the FWC. Look at the Dead Orbit. Look at the New Monarchy. Look at all those weapons. They're all fucking reskins. Every goddamn last one of them is a fucking reskin. And I don't care what you say. Oh, they changed the little knob on this SMG. Oh, they added SMGs. Well, true, they did. But that little knob on there doesn't make a fucking difference. I'm talking about the perks, the weapons handling, the way the weapon looks, the way the weapon handles, the fucking time to kill it has. Everything's just a reskin of everything. With different base stats. And at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about the base stats. We need to look at the bigger picture here. And that is, we got fed a bunch of bullshit. It's all just a reskin. It's all just fucking wrapped in a nice bow and fucking present wrapping. And said, here's a big fuck you to you. Once you open this, you're going to realize it's a gift that you got last year for Christmas. Okay? So, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's all a bunch of reskins. You know, I would have much rather they fucking continued Destiny 1 instead of even putting this game out. I would have rather them fucking added new expansions and shit to Destiny 1 at this point. Because that's all we got, basically, anyways. We spent $60 for a fucking expansion. That's all Destiny 2 is. So we're getting closer to the end here. Let's talk about the PvE raids and strikes and the reskins. But we're going to talk about the comfort zone. This was all done to stay in a comfort zone. Why did we not make it so there's some new crazy mechanic in there where it doesn't involve fucking just killing a boss or doing this or doing that? And then on top of that, why do we have this great raid like the Leviathan raid? Why do we have that and nothing to work for it? There's nothing to work towards. You can get all the fucking guns in normal mode. They even left out some guns. They left out a sidearm. They left out this. They left out that. Why would we even do it? What's the point? Look at the hard mode raid. And I'm going to be short and brief because this video is about to end. Look at the hard mode raid. There's no point in doing it. It doesn't give you anything except armor. And that's just cosmetic looks. And all in all, guys, I think the game was a loss. I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to make reviews on it. But I just really hope we don't get duped next time. Hopefully, Bungie can fix this. And I'm going to be making a video about the Curse of Osiris, so that trailer dropped today. So anyways, hopefully you enjoy the video. These are just my thoughts.